Greetings, this is Rohit from ResumeGuru, and in today's video we're going to learn how to make a good English teacher resume. So let's get started. So as the title suggests, an English teacher is someone who helps develop strong language and communication skills by designing engaging lessons, encouraging critical thinking, and building confidence in both writing and speaking. They focus on fostering a love for literature and improving language fluency in a structured and creative environment. So now that we know about who an English teacher is, let's learn how to make a good resume for this role. So what are the essential things to include in an English teacher resume? The first one being teaching certifications. So of course, in a field such as teaching, your certifications and your qualifications are very important, so they have to be highlighted. Next are your quantifiable achievements. Things such as how many students have you mentored, how many types of courses have you done, and everything. Things like that can definitely be quantified, and they can help you showcase how much experience you have as a teacher. Mentioning academic projects. Now, academic projects that you have done as a part of maybe let's say your curriculum, or let's say in your tenure as a teacher, they are very important and they showcase your expertise in the field. Technical tools. Nowadays, a lot of the education has become digital, especially post-pandemic. So it's very important that you are proficient in using these tools, and if you are, then you should mention these in your resume, such as Google Meet, Google Classroom, MS Teams, Zoom. If you're good at operating all of these, you should mention that in your resume. Next, we're going to look at a sample of an English teacher resume to understand better. So this is the resume we have made for one of our clients. We have removed any private information to ensure privacy. So let's look at it step by step to understand how to make a good resume. The first section is the header. As the name suggests, it is the top section, and this includes your name, your title, which we have mentioned as an English teacher, the phone number, email address, and also LinkedIn profile URL. This makes it easy for the recruiter to contact you as well and also see your profile on LinkedIn. Next is the summary section. The summary section is where you give a summary of your entire career and all the skill sets that you have. For this particular client, we have written that they have 4+ years of teaching experience and fostering language fluency. They have designed lesson plans, have facilitated engaging discussions, they are adept at adapting instructional strategies, etc. So this is basically a summary to give an idea to the recruiter about your entire career in a snapshot. Next is the core competency section. This is similar to skill section. This is where you mention all your core skill sets that are important that the recruiter may be looking for. This is very important for ATS scanning as well, since these keywords are mentioned in the job description. So for this particular client, we have written things like classroom instruction and management, English grammar literature, student-centered learning, educational technology, assessment and grading, things like that. These keywords are there in the JD, so we have mentioned those. So you should as well. Next is academic credentials. Now, as mentioned before, in the field of teaching, your certifications and your academic credentials are very important because they form the basis of your qualifications as a teacher. So what you have to do is mention the degree, the name of the university, and the day of graduation, the year of graduation. Next is the trainings and certification section. Now this is where you mention any particular trainings and certifications you have gotten in the field of teaching or in the particular course that you are certified in. For this particular client, they have a TEFL certification and a Cambridge certification. So we have mentioned the name of the certificate or training, the institution or body that gave them the certificate, and the year in which they got it. Next is the experience section. Experience section is the most important section in a resume because this is where you showcase all the work experience you've had in your field. The experience section is mentioned in the following manner. Firstly, you give the name of the title, then you give the name of the institute that you worked at. So for this particular client, we've written that they were an English language teacher in St. Mary's High School, Bangalore, and the date from when to when they worked there. The information about what you did has to be given in bullet points, and bullet points should start with action verbs. Action verbs make you sound a lot more credible. Let's say after you joined a particular school, the average grades of the classroom went up by 10%. Mention things like that because these are very important and they will help you distinguish yourself amongst other teachers that are applying for the same role. In the experience section, the work experience is mentioned in a reverse chronological order. So you start with the latest and then you go to the oldest. This is because the recruiter is interested in your latest experience first, so that is what you should mention. The next section is for extracurricular achievements. Now this is not a mandatory section, but if you have any such achievements that you would like to showcase, you definitely should, such as designed a digital storytelling project, or organize a literature week, or guided students in publishing newsletters, things like that. Now this shows your initiative that you have taken as a teacher. Lastly is the personal interest section. Now once again this is pretty optional, but you can mention, since see we are applying for the role of an English teacher, so any particular interests you have, such as creative writing, blogging, literature, reading, reviewing, fiction, all of these add value and then make you sound a bit more credible. So you can add that. So that is our entire coverage on how to make a good English teacher resume. If you have any doubts, you can check out the full blog given through the link in the description. And if you would like to reach out to us, you can do that via the number that must be visible on your screen below. You can also leave a comment to ask any doubts, and we'd love to get back to you as soon as we can. Thank you so much, good luck, and have a great day.